Hello everyone, and welcome to the first progress report of Orbital Anarchy. Now this one is going to be pretty short, and if I do any more progress reports like I did with Orbital Entropy, I'm not sure if they're going to be this short, but this one I want to just keep it short because I want to keep you guys updated what I'm doing with the game. I made a community post and some posts on Twitter, but I want to make a proper video. I'm going to be talking about what I've been doing in the past 2 weeks. Now, it hasn't exactly been a lot. We're going to get to that in a bit, and you can sort of see I have an itinerary here. Let's launch the game, and we're going to get right into it. Here is Orbital Anarchy, and first off, we're going to go into golf. I have a tutorial level set up, and you're going to see right here we have this little piece of text. It says test, and right now it just says albatross. So we have the golf scoring system, which I am going to display on the screen. I'm not going to go through it all, but well, I guess I am kind of going to go through it all, but this is not final. So the par for this course is 3, so that means that there's a minimum of 3 hits you need to get into the hole. Let's get into it. So right now we're just displaying the sort of score right here. In the finalized version, it would appear at the end of the level, somewhere in the middle. Let's get into it. So right now, albatross, we've made no hits. So if we were to just immediately be in the hole, we would have an albatross, but that's not how golf works. You got to hit the ball. So now we've got a hole in one. If we were to be in the hole within one shot, we'd have a hole in one. So I believe now this is going to be, I think it's going to say birdie. So if we were in the hole right now, we would have a birdie. And we just made a par, which was for this level 3 hits. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the interrupt menu. So this is a menu right here. It's sort of my answer to the pause menu. Let me open up Orbital Entropy to show you something real quick. Alright, so here is Orbital Entropy right here. Let's go into a level. If we were to press escape, it would bring up this options menu right here. Now it's sort of small and out of the way, and you can see that the game still keeps on going. We can't click, but the game still keeps on going. But we can select some options here, so we could like toggle full screen, show the controls, we could restart the level, and we could go to the main menu. So the interrupt screen in Orbital Anarchy is sort of like that. The game does not pause. Pausing a game like this, I feel it's a little more over my head. And so this is the solution that I have worked up. We have this right here that shows that, you know, you can't really do anything, but the game is still running. So we've got this little sand clock right here. But essentially we have some of the same options. We can restart the level, go to the main menu, we can even quit the game, we can full screen the menu, full screen the window, and let's do that real quick. And let's actually go to the main menu, because say we want to get out of a level and do something else. So what we can do is we can now go into Entropy and say level 1. If we were to press escape again, it would bring up that menu and say we could restart the level. You can also press R to restart the level, so there's that. And this also works with controllers, so let me plug in a controller right here. So we have just plugged in a controller, and we can move around, select these buttons, increase and decrease volume, full screen the window, and then we can just go to the main menu. I'm also going to show you the options menu. We now have some new options. We now have target resolution. Orbital Entropy would automatically scale the resolution when you full screen the game. However, you may not want the game to be full screen. So now you can change the resolution, and it's never going to go higher than the current monitor you're on. So if we drag this game to like a 4K monitor, this would go up to 4K. The idea with this is it's that you can full screen the game, and so right now we're in full screen, but we're at 720p. Well, what if we want to go to 1080p? Well, we can do that, and if we want, we could even go to 1440p. You're going to notice everything starts looking a little more clearer once we go to a higher resolution. So there's that. And then this is the very last thing that I am going to show. Well, also, we do have a credits button right here. But the last thing I'm going to show is this beta info. So when the game releases in beta, this is going to be one of the menus that you can access every time you launch the game. It's just going to summarize what's in this beta. So if this were to release right now, you'd see that we have entropy mode that was introduced in this beta. We have golf mode, which was introduced in this beta. And then it's going to talk about sandbox mode, which isn't yet implemented, but it's going to tell, you know, what I plan for it to be. So sandbox mode is planned to be a map editor for entropy, golf, and simulations. And then we have this notice right here: future betas will refine, polish, and may even change certain aspects of these game modes and mechanics. So now that is pretty much it for this progress report. I do hope it was short, sweet, and to the point. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.